Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Jake.
Recording an introduction just makes me feel like the dorkiest person in the world.
I know. It's like, hello. Would you like to talk about a book with me?
Yeah.
Oh, God, please don't.
So this is a special episode where we're going to give our hot take on the new Harry Potter book.
Oh, is it hot now?
I don't know what I'm saying.
I love it. Oh, my God. I think I'm a little punch drunk.
So the normal way that we want to record can't work because Carrie's computer is broken.
It is, and it's really sad. I'll be getting it back in 3 to 5 business days, but that doesn't help us today.
Right. So we're trying a different method that we've never tried before, and so the audio quality may change here and there, and it may not be as good as normal, but we hope that you will still enjoy it.
And plus, we have another episode coming up, which is going to be Jesse Andrews' The Haters. At that point, my computer will be back, and we will be in perfect, crystal clear definition, and all will be well with the universe.
So this is Harry Potter, The Next Generation.
Harry Potter 2.0.
Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Cursed Child. So obviously we're going to spoil it a ton. And
I did swear quite a bit.
Yeah, that does happen.
Yeah, sorry.
You don't have to apologize.
I should hope so. I mean, I hope that when you listen to this podcast, you learn a new swear every time.
Yeah, I mean, maybe people want to learn how to be sailors, or there's all kinds of uses.
There's all kinds of reasons for this. Or if you just need to be able to fully explain your feels about WTF is going on in a specific book. This time it's Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, based on an original new story by J.K. Rowling, a new play by Jack Thorne, and there are a couple other dudes. I think John Tiffany may have directed it, and of course J.K. Rowling wrote the original story. This is the 8th story in the Harry Potter series. There you go.
There you go. And, because it's a play, it's written in not screenplay. It's written as stage directions.
Written play format.
Yeah. That. But I bring that up because it's a pretty quick read. Like, I finished it in a few hours.
Yeah. I finished it while my son was napping.
Yeah. So I mean, not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but I enjoyed it, and I definitely, if you have any interest, I would say check it out and then listen to this hot take special.
Hot take indeed. I picked this up at midnight with a bunch of nerds, and I read it the next day. It's a really quick read. Let's talk about it.
Okay. So, I don't know if my question idea was dumb or what. Or should we just talk about it like normal?
I don't know. Go for it. Go ask me a question. What's the question?
Okay. Well, what was your favorite thing about it?
My favorite thing was also one of the scariest things, and I can't wait to actually see this live at some point in my life.
Uh-huh.
The trolley witch.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was totally freaky.
It was totally freaky. And the fact that, this lovely little old lady who offers you chocolate frogs and, goes on her merry way. I'm so scared of her now.
Right. Turns out she's Freddy Krueger.
Or watch the movies like ever the same.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I thought that was amazing. And of course I liked other parts, but that was my favorite because I can't wait to see how they do that live. It's gonna look cool.
Yeah.
What was your favorite thing?
I just like the whole dystopic future in which Harry Potter was killed.
For Voldemort and Valor?
Yes, correct.
Yes.
I don't know, that whole one of the things I liked about it was that I thought it was just kind of a bold choice to have this one section of the play where one of the main characters just is not, is completely gone and doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
I thought that was really kind of effectively creepy, and I thought that might actually, when you said it was a scary part, I thought you might actually be talking about that.
No, it wasn't. I loved because of course the play ends. The very first play ends with Dolores Umbridge, saying it's Voldemort Day. I can't believe you're ruining Voldemort Day, and he's like, "What the fuck?" that's an amazing way to end a play.
Yeah.
It's like, guess what, guys? It's gonna get fucked up. Yay! And it ends.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. But yeah, it's really cool. But you know, it's no trolley witch.
No, well, fair enough.
So, question for you:
Sure.
Albus and Scorpius. They're gonna do it, right? Like we all are pretty sure that they're gonna do it at some point.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of they kind of have a love at first sight thing, and Rose is kind of jealous of Scorpius, and like they both have crushes on women, so maybe they're bisexual, but yeah, they seem pretty connected.
Yeah, I don't know
in that way.
But yeah, so I mean, there was a lot of things like, you know, they had crushes on women, but every time that they did, the other one was like, "What the fuck?
Yeah, that's
Why
totally
does he like
true.
this chick? Like, I'm happy for him, but I'm not."
Yeah.
So that was you know, my first thing was, oh, they're totally gonna do it. Basically, my notes are Albus and Scorpius, oh my god, gonna fuck.
Yeah.
Trolley lady, OMFG.
Sure.
Albus making out with his aunt.
Yeah, what was that?
I don't know, but that was fucked up. And here's, so, you know, we're not going in order at all, by the way, people,
No.
ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to skip around. So, as we all know, in the books, at one point, the trio, Harry, Hermione, and Ron, they drink Polyjuice Potion, and they go into the Ministry.
Right.
So in this play, the new trio of Albus, Scorpius, and bitch face what's her name?
Delphi.
Delphi or whatever the fuck her name is.
I think it's short for Delphinius or some weird thing.
Yeah, so I guess it's Delphi. But I kept using Delphi, maybe because of the whole Oracle thing.
Right.
Because
And
Oracle is a big deal in this goddamn book, like they often are. Anyway, so they go and they drink the Polyjuice Potion and they go into the Ministry. Here's what bothers me. So Hermione runs this place. Hermione runs the Ministry.
She's basically Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, so when she was younger, she drank the Polyjuice Potion and snuck in. You think, as the head of the Ministry of Magic, she would have some sort of polyjuice detection spell.
Well, that would be smart. Like, that whole thing was kind of dumb. To secure something using a riddle instead of, like, a password, say?
Yeah. Not even a riddle that made sense. I'm like, how the fuck are they getting this? This is stupid. Like, I don't know what the fuck this girl is talking about. Anyway. So you would think a polyjuice detection spell would be a smart idea. And maybe now that she's done it and her nephew has snuck in and almost destroyed humanity with it, maybe she'll get on the ball and do something about that.
Makes sense to me.
And my last note is Cedric turned Death Eater, my ass.
Yeah, I thought that too.
No, there's no way. No way in fucking hell. Not my Hufflepuff. Anyway, those are my notes.
Well, another one of my questions, which we've kind of addressed already, is the thing that bugged you the most.
You know what really bugged me the most?
Tell me.
Are you sure you want to know?
Yes.
Voldemort had a fucking kid.
Oh, yeah.
Voldemort had a kid with Bellatrix, who had a husband who was in Azkaban, correct?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. So first of all, this guy who is not even human can boink?
Right, that's one of those pieces of slash fiction that probably no one really wanted.
No, not at all. 'Cause I don't want that face anywhere close to mine.
All noseless.
All noseless and so creepy.
Yeah.
And so the fact that Bellatrix was like, yeah, I'll hit that for the good of the Death Eaters. Yeah, I'll take one for the team. Like, I don't see that. I don't see him being able to produce, as it were, because he's not human. He's like part human brought together by dark magic. Like, really? Do that?
He's kind of part snake.
What? So yeah, that's what bothered me the most. How about you?
Well, I have 3 things written down in case
I'd like to hear them.
In case you picked something that I picked, which you totally didn't. So, the first thing was the riddle lock in Hermione's office.
Yeah, that was just fucking ridiculous. I concur. That was stupid.
I mean, with that said, I understand that if we were seeing it as a play, it probably looked totally awesome.
Yeah, it might have. But at the same time, no. So that was number 1. What's number 2?
Number 2 is that the whole thing was kind of done better in Back to the Future.
Well, I'll go with you there, yeah.
Yeah. What can you say?
And then yeah, you're right. Michael J. Fox is awesome.
And then the third thing was, Ron is definitely sort of comedic relief in the original series, but he's not the complete buffoon that he is in this play.
Oh no, he's a total fucking idiot in this. Like, and I know what bothered me. I know it now. Mm-hmm. So Ron, in one of the alternate realities, because as we all know, and reading this book, every time the gang goes back in time for whatever reason, they alter things somehow, and things are fucked up. And in one of the alternate realities, Ron married, was it Padma? Yeah. And so Hermione ended up alone and as a Hogwarts teacher and angry, and I was like, no, she would not have done that. She would not have, over her high school crush, would have just broken down and no, she would have gotten to the Ministry faster, because she wouldn't have had Jokester McGee holding her back. That pissed me off.
Yeah.
Because my Hermione is the fucking brightest witch in her class. Not some woman who would break down because her high school boyfriend decided to marry somebody else.
Yeah,
Hell
I agree.
No.
Absolutely.
I mean, what about Victor Crumb? She could have gone for Victor Crumb.
Sure.
He was awesome.
Although they kind of screwed that up in one of the forays into the past.
Yeah. I just don't see her like that. She was never like that.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me in, what's that Jimmy Stewart movie? It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life?
Right. One of the, kind of questionable things about that movie, I think, is that in the alternative present where Jimmy Stewart's character never lived, his wife is like this single librarian who wears glasses for some reason.
Yeah.
And is like just this mean single woman.
I don't know if she's mean. I think she's scared at this stranger who's accosting her and saying that he knows who she is when she's never seen him. But yeah, the fact that she would have gotten a guy,
yeah.
I'm sorry, she was a hottie with a body. Like, she would have been fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree.
Smart, kind, she would have been fine. So, and plus, librarian, that's not a backup gig. Like, that's awesome. Anyway.
So
yeah, that really bothered me that my Hermione, Hermione Jean Granger was broken because her boyfriend didn't stay with her.
Yeah, totally with you. Here's a question. Mm-hmm. Was there a part of this play/book that, got you in the feels, so to speak?
Oh, I was caught in the feels quite a bit, but I would say, the scenes with Harry and Albus sort of got me. When they realized that they were more alike than different, I felt bad. And oh, no, I know what it is. I know what really got me in the feels. I'm lying. It has nothing to do with Harry and Albus. It has to do with Harry and his parents.
Oh.
Harry had to watch his parents die and couldn't save them.
Yeah.
That blew. That's what got me in the feels. I was not crying, but sniffling at that point.
Yeah, that's a rough
How about
afternoon.
Yeah.
For me, it was the whole like Scorpius and Snape interaction, especially the part where he tells Snape that he knows he's a good person, and that he knows that he loved Lily Potter, and he tells him that Harry's son is named after him, and Snape kind of takes that in. That whole thing was very again, that may have got me a little dewy around the eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like that he's just like, okay, then come with me.
Yep. Let's meet Hermione and Ron.
I guess this is true.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then, of course, when, the Dementors went in to kiss Hermione and Ron, that was a shit storm. I felt awful, even though they weren't the real Harry, the real Ron and Hermione. It was still just like, what the fuck?
Well, the thing is, that's one of the particular things about Snape, is because, he's sacrificing himself, certainly, in that timeline, but he also knows that in the other timeline, he's dead also.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a double sacrifice on his part.
It's like, so no matter what happens, he's dead. And that sucks.
It does.
So, with all these flaws and things that we didn't like,
right?
Did we still like the book?
Yeah. I definitely am glad I read it. Yeah. If the play were playing locally and I could go to see it, I would probably want to.
Oh God, yeah, I'd want to. Not even a question.
Yeah. Like, would you give it a grade?
That's a tough one. Okay, so because it's Harry Potter, I'm automatically going to give it a higher grade than I might normally give it. I might normally give it like a C.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Harry Potter. It's finding out, because they always said things like, not they, but, not in the books, but people would always be like, well, why didn't they just use a time turner and kill Voldemort? And I love that this answered the question of why you don't go back in time and kill Voldemort.
Right.
Or why they didn't go back and kill Voldemort as a baby, or, whatever. It's because it just messes with everything else so much. And I love that they took the time to explain, what I would think of as like fan questions of just the what happens next. And what happens when an orphan becomes a father and, doesn't have a good role model for, what it's like to be a parent. Because, he had the Dursleys, but they weren't his parent. So because of all of that stuff, I have to give it a higher grade. I'm just like, well, it's Harry Potter, so give it a B, maybe a B plus on a good day.
Yeah. I'm in kind of a similar place. My head says C plus B minus, but my heart says B plus.
Yeah. Like it's not an A. A plus for me is Goblet of Fire. Like that is hands down my favorite of all of the series is Goblet of Fire. And so of course I love that they sort of revisit Goblet of Fire in this book. But it's not A plus worthy. I'll give it a B plus.
All right. Well,
I'm sure everybody has already read this book. If you may not have read all of our other books that we've discussed, but I'm sure anyone listening has already read this book. So I can't wait to hear what you guys think. If you agree with us, disagree with us, want to hunt me down and fight me in a dark alleyway for the horrible things I've said about Albus.
Go back in time and keep us from ever being born.
Yeah, please don't do that.
No. That seems a little extreme.
But, yeah. So that's what I have to say about Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
Okay. Well, great. Yeah, thanks for doing this, Carrie.
Thank you.
And struggling through some balky technology. All right, so hopefully we'll be meeting again soon to talk about The Haters by whoever that book is by.
That book is by Jesse Andrews. Is that who? Let me open my Kindle and yes, Jesse Andrews, The Haters.
All right. Love you like crazy.
I love you like crazy.
All right, we need to do an introduction now. Well, T for T-Rex, T for Tarbosaur, T for T-Rex, T for Tarbosaur, and T is the time traveler my Thelma left me for. I'd rather drink muddy water and sleep in a hollow log. I'd rather drink muddy water and sleep in a hollow log than to be in the Triassic and be eaten by theropods. I'm gonna buy me a pistol as long as I am tall. I'm gonna buy me a pistol as long as I am tall. I'm gonna shoot the time traveler, even if he's my grandpa.